Have you ever wondered where the idea for Cabbage Patch Kids really came from, and why some people think there might be a darker origin behind them? These dolls were among the most popular toys of the 1980s, beloved by children around the world. They were advertised as being born in a cabbage patch, and each came with its own adoption papers, making them feel personal and unique. But behind the marketing story, some researchers and toy historians point to unusual inspirations and theories about how the dolls came to be. Stay until the end, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you love exploring strange and mysterious stories like this. Before we get into the details, a quick disclaimer. This video explores historical accounts, marketing history, and reported theories about the origin of Cabbage Patch Kids. Nothing here is intended to suggest illegal or harmful activity. All theories are presented for educational and entertainment purposes only. The story of the Cabbage Patch Kids begins with Xavier Roberts, an artist who created soft sculptured dolls in the 1970s. Roberts sold these dolls as little people at local craft fairs before the idea was picked up for mass production. But some researchers have pointed out that the dolls were inspired by older traditions and ideas in folklore, art, and even commercial marketing. Could the concept of dolls born in a patch be connected to earlier legends of magical children or foundlings? In fact, throughout history, there are countless stories of children appearing mysteriously, or being raised in unusual circumstances. The Cabbage Patch dolls may have drawn inspiration from these cultural ideas, consciously or unconsciously. Some collectors and toy enthusiasts note that the dolls have an unusual, slightly uncanny appearance. Each has its own personality, facial expression, and imperfections. Could this be why some people describe the dolls as eerie or unsettling? Psychologists suggest that humans are wired to detect subtle differences in faces, and when something is almost human but slightly different, it can trigger unease. This is called the uncanny valley effect. For some, the highly unique and slightly odd appearance of these dolls may have contributed to a perception of mystery or darkness surrounding them. There is also the matter of how the dolls were marketed. Each Cabbage Patch Kid came with adoption papers and a unique name. Children were encouraged to feel a personal connection, as though they were caring for a real-life baby. This created a strong emotional bond, which also made the dolls seem special or unusual compared to ordinary toys. Some historians argue that the combination of slightly strange appearance, folklore-inspired backstory, and immersive marketing created the perfect environment for urban legends or dark theories to develop. One of the theories that has circulated online is called the dark origin theory. According to this idea, the dolls are linked to older European folklore about magical children, changelings, or spirits. The story goes that just as those legends described children appearing mysteriously, the doll's origin story in a cabbage patch might be a modern interpretation of these ancient tales. While this theory is intriguing, it is important to note that there is no evidence that the dolls were created with harmful intent, or that there is any supernatural aspect to their origin. It is purely a way for collectors and researchers to discuss the strange and unusual appeal of the dolls. Another interesting fact is the sheer cultural impact the dolls had. During the height of their popularity, Cabbage Patch Kids caused shopping frenzies. Stores were overwhelmed, and parents lined up for hours to adopt them. The phenomenon became a social event, inspiring television specials, commercials, and collectible series. Could the extreme popularity and slightly eerie uniqueness of the dolls have contributed to the dark stories and theories that exist today? Popular culture often exaggerates or mythologizes objects that become extremely famous, especially toys that are marketed as having a special origin story. Even today, collectors report feeling that certain dolls have more personality or a presence compared to others. Psychologists suggest that this is not supernatural, but rather a combination of personal attachment, imagination, and human tendency to assign meaning to objects. Could this explain why some people continue to attach mysterious or dark theories to the dolls decades later? The story of the Cabbage Patch Kids is as much about human perception as it is about the toy itself. Ultimately, the Cabbage Patch Kids are a unique cultural artifact. They combine art, folklore, marketing, ingenuity, and human psychology into a product that was both adored and slightly uncanny. The dark origin theory is not proven, but it illustrates how deeply cultural objects can inspire fascination, curiosity, and sometimes unease. It also shows that history, marketing, and folklore often intersect in ways that are stranger than fiction. If you found this story intriguing, leave a comment below, sharing your thoughts. Have you ever owned a Cabbage Patch Kid or heard stories about their unusual history? Subscribe for more videos exploring bizarre toys, urban legends, and strange cultural phenomena. Disclaimer: this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. All theories and historical accounts are presented using publicly available information. No claims are made regarding supernatural activity or unverified dark origins.